The total amount of electronic goods currently exported by Japan yearly is approximately 10 trillion 50 billion yen. That's the second largest income earner following automobile exports. From daily necessities to systems for society, vast quantities of semiconductor devices are used in all sorts of equipment. Half of the world's semiconductor production comes from Japan. Yet immediately after World War II, Japan could not even manage to make its own light bulbs. Right after this war, Japan was occupied by the Allied forces and its major cities lay in ruins. The country's industries had been food supplies were virtually non-existent. Stories from this period tell of 10 million people starving to death. With so many people scrounging for food, many factories turned their plant sites into vegetable patches. This is Toshiba's Kawasaki works immediately after the war. Many industrialists were questioned over their responsibility for providing materials for the war and were barred from their positions. Factory sites fell into the control of labor unions that were formed after the war. Even so, step by step, Japan gradually began to rise from this post-war confusion.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Farel Lasfirinaldi from class 1A D4 Electronica Industry. Today I would like to do my assignment from my lecturer in English. Today I would like to explain the development of industrial electronics in Japan, focusing on how history and cultural values shape its progress. At the end of this presentation, I will compare Japan development with Indonesia in order to understand what lesson can be learned. Japan is known as one of the most advanced industrial countries in the world. However, this achievement did not happen instantly. It is the result of a long historical process, strong discipline, and consistent cultural values. After World War II, Japan was in a very difficult situation. Most of its cities were destroyed, its economy collapsed, and industrial production almost stopped. However, instead of depending on natural resources, Japan chose to rebuild its country through industry and technology. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, the Japanese government strongly supported industrial recovery. Japan imported technology from Western countries and focused on education, especially in engineering and applied science. At this stage, Japan did not try to recreate original technology. Instead, its focus on learning, copying, and improving existing technology. This approach was supported by an important cultural value called Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. In Japan, improvement doesn't have to be big or revolutionary. Small improvements done every day by everyone are considered very important. This mindset became the foundation of Japanese manufacturing. As a result, early Japanese electronics products, such as radios and household appliances, were not luxuries, but they were reliable, affordable, and gradually improved in quality. This was the beginning of Japan's electronics industry. Entering the 1960s and 70s, Japan experienced rapid economic growth. This period is often called the Japanese economics miracle. During this time, Japanese companies such as Sony, Panasonic, Toshiba, and Sharp began to compete in international markets. What made Japan different from many other countries was not only technologies, but also its production culture. One important concept is monozukuri, which means the spirit of making things with dedication and pride. Monozukuri emphasized precision, responsibility, and respect for the manufacturing process. In Japanese factories, workers were encouraged to participate in quality improvement. They were not seen only as a labor, but as the part of the problem-solving process. This creates strong teamwork, discipline, and efficiency. Japan also developed advanced production systems such as just-in-time manufacturing and total quality management. This system reduce waste, improve efficiency, and ensure high product quality. As a result, Japanese electronic products such as television, audio system, cameras, and video players dominate the global market. During this period, the label "Made in Japan" became a symbol of high quality and durability. In the 1980s and 90s, Japan entered the high technology era. The focus shift from consumer electronics to industrial electronics, semiconductor, and automation. At its peak, Japan controlled almost half of the global semiconductor market. Japanese companies invest heavily in research and development, worker training, and long-term technological planning. Unlike many countries that focus on short-term profit, Japan prioritized stability and continuous technological improvement. Another important value was discipline and standardization. Japanese engineers follow strict procedure, documentation, and quality control. This made Japanese industrial electronics highly reliable, especially for factories, transportation system, and energy infrastructure. However, Japan also faced challenge. Its corporate culture was sometimes too conservative and slow to respond to rapid change, especially in digital technology and software. In the early 2000s, competition from South Korea and China increased significantly. South Korea focused on speed and global marketing, while China focused on mass production and low cost. Some Japanese companies lost their dominance in consumer electronics. Nevertheless, Japan did not fail. Instead, it transformed its industrial focus. Japan shifted toward industrial robots, automotive electronics, sensors, and precision components. Today, even though Japan no longer dominates consumer electronics, it remains a key player in global industrial supply chains. Now, I would like to compare Japan with Indonesia. Indonesia has many advantages, such as a large population, rich natural resources, and a growing manufacturing sector. However, Indonesia electronics industry is still mostly based on assembly, not innovation. One key difference is mindset. Japan emphasizes discipline, long-term planning, and quality. In contrast, Indonesia often faces problems such as inconsistency, short-term thinking, and weak industrial discipline. Another difference is the industrial ecosystem. Japan built strong cooperation between government, university, and industry. In Indonesia, this connection exists, but they are often fragmented and less effective. In terms of value creation, Japan focused on high value-add products, such as industrial electronics and advanced components. Indonesia still relies heavily on exporting raw materials and low-value manufacturing. This comparison doesn't mean that Indonesia cannot succeed. Instead, it shows that industrial development is not only about technology, but also about culture, values, and commitment. In conclusion, Japan's success in industrial electronics is the result of strong cultural values, discipline, continuous improvement, and long-term investment in human resources. For Indonesia, the most important lesson is that sustainable industrial development requires not only machines and factories, but also the right mindset and consistent effort. Thank you for your attention. I think that's all what I can say for this presentation. I hope you are enjoying my presentation. I'm sorry if I made any mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.